Everyone deserves to be loved. Everyone wants to be loved. But not everyone will be loved by everyone. Yeah, that's true. As you must have seen from today's topic, I just want to narrate a little personal story of which I hope you can pick up the lesson from it, act on it, and move on. Before I delve into the personal story, I just want to let you know that some people will never like you. And it's not about you, it's about them. It's not about something you have done, it's just who they are. Sometimes it's actually because they feel you're doing good. Sometimes it is because they want to be you, but they can't be you. Sometimes it's just something they cannot even explain within themselves. They just need help. Sometimes it could even be a reflection of who they see themselves to be. Sometimes we are tempted to think it's about us, and so we try to change for these people. But this kind of people I'm talking about, no matter how much you want to change, they just no send you. Like they don't care. They will still not like you. So imagine that you are doing so well. For example, probably the person doesn't like you because you are doing very well. Are you not going to say, oh, I'll stop doing very well. I'll start doing my work haphazardly. Let me diminish myself so that this person can increase. Why? Why do you want to do that? Is it worth it? Think about it. Maybe after sharing this short personal story of mine, you will realize that if you're doing the right thing, stick to it. Those who love you for who you are will stick with you. Those who don't love you will exit from your life. Some will not exit, though, they will stay there. The ones we call frenemies. But yeah, majority of them can't stand it and they just find a way to exit, which is good for you. You don't want to keep bad energy around you. So why I say keep being you, this is no excuse for bad behavior. If your behavior is bad, please change. But if you're doing the right thing and these people suppose that they don't like you and you can't figure it out and you have the opportunity, you can ask them why if you have the opportunity to. But if you don't and they just keep giving you an attitude, it might just be them and not you. Search inwardly, talk to them if you can, pray about it, and keep doing good. No excuses for bad behavior or bad habits. If you are the one who is wrong, change and then move on. If not, keep being you. The right people will flow like water to you. Now to the story. While in the university, there was this guy. He was like kind of popular, I guess. I don't know. But he had lots of friends in the class. I had this close friend who was also a very close friend of his. But for some reason, I observed this guy doesn't like me. I'm very sensitive. I'm a very sensitive person. There are some people who, they are not my friends, but they act like they're my friends. But I can feel it. As in, I feel it. But I'm not going to reject anyone who comes to me. I'm that person who naturally makes friends easily, actually. And I put it as a weakness because the more friends I have, the more people I am responsible for. That's how I see it. So sometimes I try my best not to kind of create any new friendship. I'm like, you already have too many friends. You already have too many people to cater for. You already have too many worries. So why add to the number? But naturally, I would be that person who walks into the room and makes new friends, naturally. Back to the story. I digress, I'm sorry. This dude, not everyone, but everyone kind of like flows with him. So I was wondering, what's about me? Why don't I flow with this guy? Why doesn't he like send me. Not send me in any other way, just like talk to me like you talk to every other classmate of ours. Okay, so this continued, and after a while I just said, well, whatever it is, he will be fine, and I moved on. There comes a day, this friend of mine who I said is a close friend of his says, Gracie, come, let's go to so and so person's hostel. I want to pick a textbook from him. I think she wanted to pick, so I studied chemical engineering in my undergraduate days. So I have a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering. And yeah, sorry, I had to add that, like, it's not easy. It's not easy studying chemical engineering in the school I studied it in and coming out in flying colors. Yes. That's the story for another day. But back to my story. I digress again, I'm so sorry. This lady said she wanted to go pick a textbook. I think it was Coulson and Richardson. That's why I mentioned. But if you studied chemical engineering, you know Coulson and Richardson, one of the volumes for an assignment or something. She wanted to go get it from him and asked me to accompany her to his hostel. And I told her bluntly, I'm not going. This guy doesn't like me. She said, no, he's not like that. He's not like that. I'm sure you are misunderstanding him. It's not like that. Just come, let's go. Good girl like me and a good friend. I followed her. So we walked all the way to the guy's hostel to pick the book. When we got there, they were discussing. If I try to, chip in something, the guy ignores me. And I'm like, you don't read. It's so clear. It was crystal clear. It was obvious, even to the blind, as in the blind could see it. The deaf could hear how loud the hatred was. The blind could see how much hatred he had for me. Like, he literally made me understand, guy, madam, sis, bro, wherever. I don't give a hoot. Like, day your day, let me day my day. Whew. Well, in my mind, I'm like, I just held my peace and waited for them to finish their discussion. I just stayed in one corner, like, one person that they are maltreating. I just stayed. I let them gist, talk about the book, collect their book, finish all their gist, and we left. And I told my friend, you see? She said she was surprised that she doesn't know why he's acting up like that. I said, well, whatever. Point made. Fast forward to, is it maybe 10 years later? I can't even remember the time they added me to the WhatsApp group. I was added to the old students WhatsApp group for my set, the chemical engineering students of my set. And I entered the group and it was kind of quiet, trying to observe the space before I start to show myself. So I realized that the guy was the most vocal person in that group at that moment, at that period. He was always talking. It might be just the chat, but from the chat, he felt more mature to me. Like, looks like this guy has moved on. Well, even if he hasn't, it won't hurt to find out what I did in the past that made him hate me so much. And I typed like this. I mentioned his name. Please, I want to ask you a question. Why did you hate me so much back in school? Every other person in the group was shocked. But he came out and said, oh, sorry. Nah, a small boy, they worry me or something in that line. If you're Nigerian, you understand what that means. Like, he just saw it that, who is this girl? She had it like all going on well for her. She's a good girl. She's always in church. Yeah, she's doing so she's always in church. She's okay with her religion. She's good, as in she's good, doing well for herself. She's doing so well academically, doing well in a spiritual way, dresses well. Like, this perfect good girl. Like, why? And that was the only reason he didn't like me. He felt I was just too good to be real. Let me put it that way. How can you be this good? You're good academically. You are good. And I'm not saying this to brag. I was good. I don't know if I'm still good academically, but I was good academically. I tried. I did well. I did real well. I did real well. I did not get first class, but I did real well. There was practically no first class. Okay, let me now break it down. So my department had no first class, and it was like, I think it was the 2 or 3 sets after I was that the jinx was broken. We had some lecturers who felt like first class is not something students deserve, but that's story for another day. But you know, with my 2 when I was like top 10, I was in the top 10, so that for me was a good one. I unintentionally, that's how the human mind works. Unintentionally, I started developing some kind of hatred towards him. You know, if something bad happened to him, I'll be like, you know, but that's not Christian-like. You know, asking him that question, hearing the real reason behind it, just made me realize that we need to stop worrying what other people think about us. Live right. Just do the right thing. Ensure in the place of man and God, you're doing what is right. You're trying your best to live a good life. You're following what the Bible. So I'm a Christian, so like Bible is our own like reference book. That's our own Cousin and Richardson. So you're following the injunctions of the Bible as you can. You're trying your best. You try not to hurt your fellow human beings. When you can provide help, you provide. When you cannot, you try not to hurt them. You keep quiet, you move on. You try your best. You're trying your best. You're getting better by the day. Then keep at it. Keep at it. Forget what other people think. It's not you, it's them. Do not put in too much effort trying hard to please others at the detriment of pleasing God. I don't know what else to say, but that's the story. And reflecting on that story, I thought to let anyone who is in that situation feeling, why doesn't this guy love me? This guy must love me. Everybody can never love you. No matter how good you think you are. Take Jesus, for example. Perfect. Perfect in all ramification. Yet they hated him. They hated him. Hated him so much that they crucified him. But of course, it was the plan of God for our salvation. So everything happens for a reason. That person that doesn't love you, it's for a reason. I'll end this video here, but I want to let you know that you need to quit trying to change who you are because you feel that will make someone love you. And then you know you're doing the right thing, and then you decide to do the wrong thing to see if this person will love you. Even if the person starts to change and love you, it's just temporarily because they will want something else. And knowing that you are the type that changes like weather. Okay, so I want this person to be like this. Pim, you become a robot. That will not be our portion. So I wish you a graceful day, a graceful night, whatever time you're watching this video, graceful afternoon. Stay graceful. I love you, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Bye.